The standard practice in the industry for PLC safety circuits involves utilizing normally closed, or NC, devices for inputs related to latching and unlatching safety relays or PLC. This encompasses devices such as emergency stop buttons, limit switches, and other safety mechanisms. There are several reasons why NC devices are favored in these applications. Firstly, increased safety is a key factor. NC devices offer a fail-safe mechanism. In the event of power loss or PLC malfunction, the NC devices automatically open the circuit. This action energizes the safety relays, effectively bringing the machine to a safe state. Secondly, adherence to safety standards is crucial. Numerous safety standards and regulations, including the IEC 61508 standard, mandate the use of NC devices for safety circuits. Thirdly, redundancy plays a role. Employing multiple NC devices in a series configuration enhances the reliability of the safety circuit. If one device experiences a failure, the remaining devices will still prevent the machine from operating in an unsafe condition. While the use of normally open, or no, devices in safety circuits is not strictly prohibited, it is generally discouraged due to the elevated risk of safety hazards. If a no device fails or is inadvertently opened, the safety circuit will be compromised. This could potentially lead to the machine starting up or continuing to operate in an unsafe condition. When implementing safety circuits in PLC programs, a specific approach is typically followed. Use NC inputs for devices like e-stop buttons, limit switches, and other safety devices. Conversely, employ no outputs to energize safety relays or other devices responsible for bringing the machine to a safe state. Incorporate latching logic within the PLC to maintain the safety state even after the e-stop or limit switch is released. By adhering to these guidelines, the safety of PLC-controlled machines can be significantly enhanced. Furthermore, compliance with industry standards and regulations is ensured. Let's delve deeper into the technical aspects and considerations for designing and implementing these safety circuits. We will start with the fail-safe principle. The fail-safe design philosophy is central to safety circuit design. It dictates that any failure within the system should result in a safe state. NC devices inherently support this principle. In a wired emergency stop circuit using NC contacts, a break in the wire or a failure of the contact itself immediately interrupts the circuit, causing the system to shut down. This is in stark contrast to a system relying solely on NR contacts, where a wiring failure might go unnoticed, rendering the emergency stop function ineffective. Then let's talk about safety relays. Safety relays are specifically designed to monitor safety circuits and ensure a safe response in case of a fault. These relays typically have multiple contacts, often including both NO and NC contacts, to provide redundancy and self-monitoring capabilities. When an e-stop button or limit switch is activated, the safety relay energizes, opening its NO contacts and closing its NC contacts. This action can be used to cut power to the machine's actuators, engage brakes, or initiate other safety measures. Next up is the IEC 61508 standard. The IEC 61508 standard is an international standard for functional safety of electrical, electronic, and programmable electronic safety-related systems. It provides a framework for designing, implementing, and validating safety systems to achieve a desired safety integrity level, or SIL. The standard emphasizes the importance of risk assessment, safety requirement specification, and independent verification and validation. When designing PLC safety circuits, it is crucial to consider the requirements of IEC 61508 and other relevant safety standards to ensure that the system meets the necessary safety integrity level for the application. Now let's discuss redundancy. Redundancy is a key strategy for improving the reliability and safety of PLC safety circuits. By using multiple NC devices in series, the probability of a single point of failure causing a dangerous condition is significantly reduced. For example, an emergency stop circuit might include 2 or more e-stop buttons connected in series, each with its own NC contacts. If any one of these buttons is pressed, the circuit will be interrupted, and the safety relay will de-energize. Redundancy can also be achieved by using dual-channel safety relays, which have 2 independent input channels and 2 independent output channels. These relays can detect faults such as short circuits and cross-wiring, and they can provide a higher level of safety integrity than single-channel relays. Another important subject is fault detection. PLC safety circuits should be designed to detect faults that could compromise their safety function. Common faults include short circuits, open circuits, ground faults, and cross-wiring. Fault detection can be implemented using a variety of techniques, such as monitoring the voltage and current in the safety circuit, using diagnostic outputs from safety relays, and performing periodic self-tests. When a fault is detected, the safety circuit should take appropriate action, such as shutting down the machine or activating an alarm. Furthermore, talk about latching logic. Latching logic is used in PLC safety circuits to maintain the safety state even after the stop button or limit switch has been released. This is important because it prevents the machine from restarting unexpectedly when the operator removes their hand from the stop button or the limit switch is no longer triggered. Latching logic can be implemented using a variety of techniques, such as using a set-reset flip-flop or using a self-holding contact. The latching logic should be designed to be fail-safe, meaning that it should not be possible to reset the safety circuit without first addressing the underlying cause of the fault. Let's explore some PLC programming considerations. When programming PLC safety circuits, it is important to follow best practices to ensure that the code is reliable, maintainable, and easy to understand. Some key considerations include using structured programming techniques, using meaningful variable names, adding comments to explain the code, and performing thorough testing. It is also important to use certified safety function blocks, which are pre-written code modules that have been designed and tested to meet specific safety requirements. These function blocks can simplify the development of safety circuits and reduce the risk of errors. Another consideration would be verification and validation. Verification and validation are essential steps in the development of PLC safety circuits. Verification is the process of ensuring that the design meets the specified requirements. Validation is the process of ensuring that the system performs as intended in the real world. Verification and validation should be performed by independent personnel who are not involved in the design or implementation of the safety circuit. The results of verification and validation should be documented and used to improve the design and implementation of future safety circuits. Now let's get into risk assessment. Risk assessment is a critical step in the design of PLC safety circuits. It involves identifying potential hazards, assessing the likelihood and severity of harm, and determining the necessary safety measures to reduce the risk to an acceptable level. Risk assessment should be performed by a team of qualified individuals who have expertise in safety, engineering, and operations. The results of the risk assessment should be documented and used to inform the design of the safety circuit. In addition to the above topics, here are some other important considerations for PLC safety circuits. One thing to keep in mind is component selection. The components used in PLC safety circuits should be carefully selected to ensure that they are reliable and suitable for the application. Safety-rated components such as safety relays, safety PLC, and safety sensors should be used whenever possible. These components have been designed and tested to meet specific safety requirements. Another thing to consider is wiring practices. Proper wiring practices are essential for the safe operation of PLC safety circuits. All wiring should be installed in accordance with applicable codes and standards. Wires should be properly sized, supported, and protected from damage. Terminal blocks should be clearly labeled and securely fastened. Next is documentation. Thorough documentation is essential for the maintenance and troubleshooting of PLC safety circuits. The documentation should include a detailed description of the safety circuit, including the schematics, wiring diagrams, and PLC code. The documentation should also include a list of the components used in the safety circuit and their specifications. Lastly, it's important to have training. Personnel who are involved in the design, installation, maintenance, or operation of PLC safety circuits should receive adequate training. The training should cover the principles of safety, the requirements of applicable codes and standards, and the proper procedures for working with PLC safety circuits. By following these guidelines, you can help ensure the safety of your PLC-controlled machines and meet industry standards and regulations. Remember that safety is an ongoing process, and it is important to continuously monitor and improve the safety of your PLC safety circuits. This concludes the technical overview of PLC safety circuits and the importance of using NC devices for input.